Welcome, everybody.
Yo, what up? What up? What up?
Yeah. Family by choice, and we bet.
Family by choice.
Hey,
hey. Rap.
I said we need a jingle.
She gonna rap.
You need a jingle?
Who need a
We
jingle?
do need a jingle.
That would be your lane.
Like, that's you. You know that. The jingle is you.
That's right, jingle.
Something I can stay out of, too.
Y'all not in
I'll
there.
watch y'all jingle it up.
Right. Get your jingle on.
Jingle.
Nah, for real.
FBC.
I'm only good at karaoke.
Nah, that wasn't it, B.
I'm good at that, baby. I know.
Oh.
Puffy in the building.
That wasn't it,
P.
K.
Diddy in the
We
building.
both karaoke. We got a little something.
Hey, yeah, Jay went in on that Jeezy. You put Jeezy on the karaoke. It's over.
Oh, I remember at Constance party.
Hey, Jay, I was looking like,
Easy.
hey, this Negro really know the words to this song.
Definitely a Jeezy fan.
No, for sure.
Hey, he
bro.
was
For
feeling
sure,
it.
For sure, for sure.
What we got today? What
You
we
ain't say
got?
nothing about that new Jeezy though. But we'll
No,
go into it
I rock
before.
with the new Jeezy.
No, that
for
joint
sure.
go hard. I
Most
ain't
definitely.
doing
Some
no
real grown
complaining.
man.
The 3 albums of the year:
3 albums.
Gunna,
a year.
Killer Mike.
Oh my gosh,
Jeezy.
he said Gunna.
I like him.
He said Gunna.
Gonna
Album of the year.
Album of the year.
My favorites.
Of the year?
Maybe not of the year, but these are my top three of
That
the
you
year.
can play.
I can't argue with your personal preference.
Right.
That's,
No, most
that's
definitely.
respect.
subjective.
I really been on some
Subjective
R&B
opinion.
lately. Just real
Oh
R&B.
no, yeah.
I just got a nice little mix.
Who's the one?
I don't really have a one. It's a lot of new artists that's out there. Like Amani be putting me on to
Riley
a
be
lot
putting me on,
of
too.
different artists.
I've been listening to a girl named R&R, man. She fire, bro.
R&R.
R&R. She's super dope.
Okay.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
gonna tell you who album is cold though.
Who?
That new Usher album is he got a
I
song
ain't
called
really
Life
listened
of the
to it.
Party.
I haven't heard
Yeah,
it.
I like the Life
yet.
of the Life of the Party.
It's called Life of the Party.
I like that. I'm talking about that song.
Oh,
it goes
yeah.
so hard.
I mean,
The album wasn't.
It wasn't giving me Usher vibes. It wasn't like
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
It
I
wasn't
heard
giving
that
me
exact same thing.
when I was 16. Like if he sang those songs at the concert I went to, I would not be like.
But see, we grown now. Like I felt like
We
it was a
got a lot
real.
of-
I felt like it was a
artists to grow
real.
up.
Grown, it's a good transition for Usher. I felt like it was a more.
Oh.
We're gonna listen to it on the way home.
Yeah,
You
listen
feel
to it
like-
again.
You feel like it was a grow. Okay, hey guys. So I heard we got another family.
Let's get into this letter.
I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, who's y'all favorite artist right now? You know what I'm saying? Summer Walker from the R&B standpoint,
Summer
that
Walker.
genre. Summer Walker and what's the girl that play all the instruments?
Her, bro.
Yeah, she was
Her and
so-
Summer
New
Walker.
Prince, bro.
No,
I
I
could-
can listen to the one guy that got all the tattoos. What's his name?
The white brother.
Teddy Swims.
Oh,
I love Teddy.
Oh man, that dude is he's cold.
I feel like I was on him before everybody else.
he wasn't. He's
I was.
So
No,
smart.
Amy-
My doctor
Amy
put me
been
on
on
to him.
Man, you're never on any music before.
Nah.
man.
You was on Teddy Swims?
What?
When?
Bro, I put her on, dog. Like probably 2005, dog.
Teddy Swims
2005.
I don't know about that.
He did, dog.
I was like,
He lying,
have
bro.
you heard
He
him?
was skinny,
He's
dog.
lying.
Letter, please.
What's the letter?
He had a letter.
Brian is leading you down a path of destruction.
There we go.
This was back in 2005, dog. When Junior was born?
Right, letter, please.
Teddy Swims?
This man
No.
is a little younger too. God, right? He was a whole child.
Yeah, he is dope, though. Teddy Swims. If y'all ain't heard of Teddy Swims, check him out.
Yeah, they haven't been on him. For
Yeah,
real.
white boy sound soulful in the mug.
Yeah.
So good.
Hey, y'all.
Cold.
So what we got?
I heard it's a letter out here.
Somewhere out there.
Where they from?
Yeah, we got a letter. They from right here in Atlanta.
Shout out to the A.
And okay, so it says, I have a close friend who I also work with. I've developed relationships with some of her family members. One family member in particular, and I often catch up when we're together. During our recent conversation, she indirectly mentioned my friend's concern about my weight, which my friend hadn't discussed with me directly. Although I feel offended, I'm considering how to address the situation honestly without being fake. Any advice on how to proceed?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I extracted that from the original letter, but in the original letter, some other details that she gave was that they had been talking. She had been talking to her friend about her weight and like saying how, you know, she's really working on it. But her friend was telling her like, no, girl, you look good. Like, no, you doing good.
Wow.
You doing good. Because she just had a baby. And so it's like, no, you doing good, girl. You doing good. But now she's hearing through the grapevine you saying you actually do have an issue with my weight. It's like,
That's a good back.
You know what though?
Yeah.
Like I feel like anybody who will talk about a woman after having a child,
listen,
there's a deeper issue.
But
When
women,
you come for a
I
woman,
know, women,
that's wild. But then it's number two. It's the second thing though too. I feel
They
like
do rock different.
yeah, way
okay,
different.
so okay, we're gonna come to that. But I feel like another thing, like when you discover a leak in the ship,
Yeah.
like that's a leak in the ship.
Yeah.
Like if she not coming to you for it,
Yeah.
but she talking about it,
and
there's
that's
a leak
tough
in that
because
ship.
this is supposed to be a friend that you rock with.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's painful in multiple spaces because as a woman, especially after we give birth, I mean, my baby is 17 and I still be talking about,
Look what you did to my
My mama do the same thing.
Baby, wait.
Look what you did to me. My mom 42. Pudding, I'm 42.
You had ample opportunity.
Stop
blaming me.
You had 42 years to get it together.
Right.
If you ain't did it yet, you don't want to do it.
Right.
I'm saying, like, you know, you already, as women, we already be like on ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all
So
very
that's
hard.
insult to injury because you're already in your mind like, I need to get it back together, girl.
Yeah.
Tighten up. And then you're telling your friend like, girl, I need to get it together. You know, and then you turn around and say, no, girl, you good. But then you go around and you dirty talking me to your sister.
That was her opportunity to say then, you know, whatever.
But
whatever she
I'm
was
tripping
feeling.
on what Jay said. Like Jay said, women rock like that.
They
Like,
do. Like they do stuff women would never do.
I'm
You
saying-
would never hear a dude go, hey, bro, yo, listen, man, I was with this girl, man, and you know, man, I have a really small penis, you know, and we just... It's never gonna happen.
Wait, what? Okay, so you
Those
talking?
are two different things.
It's not.
No, but
Talking about your weight, your body, you're never going to see a dude do that. Oh my God, I hate my breasts. Girls do that all the time. Like you said about 30 shows back. All girls are slick lesbians.
Whoa! And you chose.
Y'all talk about stuff dudes would never talk about.
Now we do.
Here we go.
will freely discuss certain things.
Dudes not
But
doing
we
that.
still, I mean, there's still a level of discretion. There's still a level of loyalty. There's still some things we won't say to, you know, somebody that we don't
Right.
like,
I
kind of
got
like
you.
do life with or, you know, or feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
There's still some things we won't say. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like her talking about her weight and feeling some type of way about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I
mean,
need to
that's
get
a
it
normal
together.
thing.
Then first of all, after having the baby, we're not even gonna discuss what's going on in your mind.
your mind,
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of
Your
things
hormones.
happening in your mind.
It could be postpartum.
You know what I mean? It could be all kinds. You know, all
It's a
kinds of
lot.
stuff.
A challenging pregnancy.
Oh my
you know,
God.
Yeah.
how
Sorry.
life is life in postpartum, like you said.
Girl,
all of that
please.
plays a factor in.
But I just feel like, so the backstory is the people are family. So like
Right.
it would be like
She's hurt.
it would be like me talking to my sisters about Constance, right?
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I guess
And
my
then-
more of my
Yeah.
issue
So
would
it's
be
you, so
like
it'd be you talking to your sister,
if I'm talking to my sisters about
Constance, and then
right?
the sister,
and
tells
then one of my
me
sisters come and tell her
that you
what
got
I
a
said.
problem.
Because they have a
Betrayal.
relationship.
or
Because
what
they're friends.
what I said.
So
Yeah.
Man,
your
ain't we on the
sister-
same
Your
page?
sister and Constance are friends.
They're cool.
That's how I
We're
get it,
all
right?
cool. We're all cool.
Okay.
We're not
Right.
friends.
We
I'm
have
friends.
the-
But,
right.
see, that's different.
I am her friend, but my sister's just cool. My
Right.
sister just cool.
Okay,
right?
that's the thing, though.
So
Like,
if
if
my
I talk to-
sister,
if I
I'm a
talk to-
comma.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully the you know Constance come to me and say
Right.
something.
Yeah.
I'll clear it up because maybe the context. Because you got to realize some people say stuff in a different context than what
Right.
you hear. You got to remember she's already irritated or already upset about her weight anyway.
Yeah.
So anytime she hears anything about her weight, she's going to come up with a whole story
Right.
in her head. It might not be that.
Right.
It might not have
Yeah,
been
you're right.
that.
It need to be said with emojis. You got to say it with emojis.
Is that what you got to do?
That's the context.
Make it a little
I mean,
lighter.
the context.
Angry face.
Could be, yeah, the context
What?
could have been like really lightweight, not really like discussing her weight.
Or it might
like
not
that.
have been the moment
Or
for her to tell her she had an issue with her
Right.
weight. Like, you know,
nobody should have an issue with somebody else's weight. It's
I
not
agree.
their weight.
I agree. But
Who cares?
Like, why you care so much?
No, that's absolutely
Okay.
the
Why am I upset at Ant's weight?
truth. Right. Why does that bother me?
Why
so
would
much?
I
Not you
freaking
specifically,
care?
bro.
Right.
You said my name.
It was a metaphor.
It was. I was just.
I don't say anything about your hips.
Yeah. If it was,
My hip has been hurting since January.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Anthony, that was a low blow.
stupid boy.
that's a lot.
You
man.
stupid,
That's a lot going
cuz.
But she's right. Why do you care? Why? I think the main fact is it's almost like adultery in friendship, because it's like, man, I
Oh, that's
confided
good.
in you,
That's
and
good.
we've been rocking together for this is how we do.
Right.
So it's like I'm expecting for it to. There's an expectation of it staying right here, and you go and try to cause
That's
something
big.
like
That's
this,
huge.
and you know how I
That's
rock.
huge.
Right.
You know I'm coming for you.
That's
Right.
huge.
You feel what I'm saying? That's
And another question I have is, what was the sister thinking?
That was my whole thing.
Why would you? You know how. For the sake of the example, you know how me and Amy roll.
Right.
Why would you go and tell
Her that.
Constance? Why would she come tell me what her sister said? What were you thinking? What were you
Probably
trying to
because
do?
she don't like that y'all so cool.
Now that's a thing.
Amy.
Hard.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, I don't like
because it's been y'all.
It's
for-
me and my sister.
from the
Now
cradle
this
to
third
the-
person is in it. I'm gonna break up
Because I'm jealous of the relationship that this girl
That's
has with my
huge.
sister.
That's the
because I
only
want
thing
my
I can think
sister
of.
to myself.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to share my sister with you.
So your way of saying, and so instead of just saying, "Hey, I want to spend time with you like you spend with her," like that used to be us.
Right.
Instead of just saying that,
I'm gonna
it's
sabotage our relationship.
Sabotage.
why do people do that?
You spreading discord.
Discord.
Because that's
people-
where my issue would be.
because-
it would be with the sister. My issue wouldn't be with my friend
Because
because
she
I
started the
understand that one. She was talking to her sister in confidence.
Right.
She wasn't bad mouthing that girl. She wasn't coming at her crazy. She was literally just like, yeah, I am a little concerned about her weight. Which is a genuine friend thing to me. If you don't have to.
I guess if it's like I'm talking about like the 600-pound
If
life.
she's obese, right?
Right.
Yeah, I'm not
But,
talking
I mean,
about
for
like
you to-
somebody.
That's
who's
the
a little
only thing that
overweight.
comes to my mind.
Who cares?
When
Yeah.
you talk about somebody's weight?
Right.
It has to be major.
There has to be some serious
Well, I
weight.
got
like
well,
weight
I had
issue, like
family
health
members
issues.
concerned about my weight.
But that was your grandmother and them. Like your granny.
Oh,
That's what I'm
your
saying.
great grandmother. Her great grandmother most definitely was
Yeah, that's
concerned
different.
about everybody's weight.
But I'm just saying,
Mine included.
but that's what I'm saying.
Right, that was their thing.
My grandmother
That's what
the same
grandmothers
thing.
do.
Now, thick is in.
That's the baby boomers, though.
My
Right.
granny, when we used to come in the door, she used to squeeze the sides of our bellies. Like she used to
Your
do
love handles?
Yeah, she would do this. Hey, she used to call me badness. Hey, badness.
Why did she call you that?
You were bad.
I was bad. Spoke it over me for sure.
You can't tell he was
Hey,
bad.
but most of those baby boomers did a lot of body shaming.
It was a lot
I
of
was
body
so
shaming.
skinny
Body
for
shaming.
years. Look how skinny you are. You're skinny bones. You're bone and gristle. You need to eat. So I start eating. Oh, you're fat. I'm like, yeah.
It's like, what's the normal weight for them? I'm like,
No
why?
normal way.
Hey,
There is no
I'm gonna be honest with you.
I never caught a win.
They freaking out about this generation because we in all shapes and sizes.
They freaking out,
and the
bro.
majority of the sizes big.
Right.
There's a lot of big people in this
Facts.
world. Like for real. Like it's a lot of thickness. You are not normal, right? Everybody's
Hold on,
enjoying life.
Jay, you said the majority of the sizes is big.
It's big. It's a lot of bigness around here. I mean, if you little now, it's like,
You wild,
what's wrong
man.
with you? We got a whole world of clumps.
You ain't
Clumping
happy?
it up.
They associate happiness
Right.
with weight. Oh, man, you can tell he eating good. He happy at home.
Hey, listen, we have taken on some of the Asian culture because
Constance
big
been
is
loving
good.
on him.
Yeah.
Look at that
Good.
belly.
Oh, he happy.
So,
That Negro happy.
Right.
He had
I guess I am.
okay,
Yeah.
so weight is a thing in our culture.
Yeah.
It is. But food is a thing in our culture, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything we do
It's
is
a revolve around
surrounded
food,
around
right?
Food
If
equates
is not
to happiness.
involved, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
Let's play a little. I don't want to say devil's advocate. I don't want to
Angels.
say
You can say it.
advocate.
You wild. She said angels happy. Talk about it, girl.
No,
Now,
good.
what if what if the girl who has the weight issue or whatever, what if she was like talking and saying like, you know, maybe her health. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that was the conversation. Like maybe like, you know, they told me I'm overweight. I'm dealing with, you know, some of these issues and you know, something like that. So maybe then the friend or whatever can be concerned and talk about it.
You know what?
That makes sense.
Be like,
I was talking
I'm really
about this.
concerned about her weight. I want her to, you know, because it's really affecting her life or you know, something like that.
I was talking about this today. So sometimes somebody can mean well, but in their presentation, create a whole different
Presentation,
narrative. It's
everything.
kind of like, what's that game they used to play back in the telephone game?
Yeah.
What's the message? You whisper,
Yeah.
you whisper, you
Turn
whisper.
into a whole
By the
different
time it
story.
get to him, it turn into something else. I think people mean well, but sometimes they're unacknowledged issues come out in their delivery.
Ooh.
Oh, that's true.
So it
And
goes
it-
through their own filter.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it's like when you tell somebody something, you have to think nowadays, who am I telling this to? And if it was repited, how would it come out from this person's mouth based off of their perspective
Their
of
perspective,
me?
their experiences,
I mean,
their
she gonna
circumstances.
put it through
You feel
another
what I'm saying?
filter before I got
Yeah.
back to, you know what I'm saying, got back to the girl.
That's
But
true.
here's the problem though.
What?
What the girl said was never meant for her friend's ears.
Right.
It was never.
So it was no true betrayal because I'm talking to my sister.
Right.
I never in a million years would think that my sister would go back and tell her what I said. It's like if it's just like if
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's it like talking to Aunt is
Right.
like talking to my wife.
Right.
There's an intimate there.
Right.
Because that's my brother.
Right.
And I don't ever expect to hear something I told my
There's no
brother
expectation there.
Right.
Right.
to someone
Yes,
else.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So my issue would not be with the person that said it. My issue would be with my brother.
Right.
Because this was never
It was supposed to stay right
to
here.
leave your lips.
Well, she has to talk to her first.
I say they hit.
She don't know how to talk to
Well,
her.
they got to catch a fade.
They gotta hit.
No, they can't hit.
They ain't got hit.
We can't.
What would you do?
We grown. Cause I wouldn't hit.
What would
I'm
you do?
healed.
She a grown.
She said, I'm healed. You talk about 3 weeks ago, Amy. Today, Amy, I'm like, you got it. You got it. I'm over it. I love it.
Figure out what
Nah,
next
No,
vacation
seriously,
is.
The thought would cross your mind. though.
In her letter, she's saying like we had a conversation.
So there
I
was they did talk about it.
her and the friend talked about
Her
it.
weight.
Right.
She was telling her friend, the girl was telling her friend, like, listen, you know, I need to get on my weight. Like, I got to do better. Like, you know, I done had a baby. I need to get back. You know, she trying to pep herself up. She talking to a girl like we go for encouragement and
Right,
sometimes
right.
co-signing. And the girl's like, no, you good. You good.
Right.
But then you go behind me and then be like, she
a-
really do need to lose weight.
That's a
really
disloyalty.
Just on
But
the
hold on,
conversation starter.
That's
hold on.
major.
I get what you're saying.
That's
and that's
wild.
if that was how that was done.
Right.
But what if it was more of the girl was beating herself up, and I'm not going to, as a friend, pile on to what you're already doing to yourself.
That's
That's a
not what.
perspective.
Well, okay, so that's not what the sister conveyed to the friend. Again, this was the truncated version, but in the
Right.
other backstory,
Right.
it was brought to her like she was messily discussing her
Yeah,
weight.
I mean, that's-
so if you being messy about my weight behind my back, we supposed to be good to where you could be like, Constance, you really are picking up some pounds. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be on that level, but you didn't.
again, I get that. But I'm still looking at the sister funny.
I agree.
Because again, what if that wasn't how that conversation was conveyed? What if that's just how she delivered it?
That's true.
So you like she said, Amy said earlier, jealousy can play a part.
I think it's jealousy.
So if it's some jealousy
Yeah.
there,
Definitely.
the way that I'm delivering this message to you is not the way that my sister gave it to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Perspective.
But if I want if I'm messy,
Sabotage.
if I want to sabotage relationship and I want this friend, I want
Yeah.
my sister back
Yeah.
to be just us, and I don't
Right.
really rock with this friend because remember the friends they don't really rock with each other.
Right.
They just was
They just-
talking,
yeah.
but they not friends.
Right.
Then you can be like, hey, you know, such and such said such and such. You know,
So is it
that's-
close enough to have a round table concerning? Is it are the relationships close enough to
Where
bring
they should all
everybody to the
talk?
table?
I believe it is.
Let's go through
But
that.
It most
that's
definitely
for the letter.
is. They've been
think
around
they
each other for
should.
years.
I
Yeah,
think
so a
they
round
should
table need to
talk,
come together,
but
need to
I
happen.
also think if you're not on your 600-pound life, sweetie,
Stay
you're
out that
good.
woman
Right.
business.
Chill out.
Chill out.
Stay out of business, man.
Chill out. Like if you're not.
So if she's not on 600 pounds,
and when I say
what if she is? What we
pre-diabetic,
talking about?
and if you are 600 pounds, hey, you need to lose some weight.
Right.
So you shouldn't be mad.
You shouldn't be mad because you need to
And
lose
because
some weight.
people are genuinely concerned about you at that point.
Right,
And when you become that big, you have to expect ridicule.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's right, but at the end of the day, you've allowed yourself to get to a place to where
People are going to discuss
Or what
it.
if they didn't
People are
allow
going
it?
to talk about
Obesity
it.
is
Yeah.
a sickness. Sometimes
It
it's
is.
just
It's a
hereditary.
disease.
Obesity is.
It
You
is.
know, everybody in
I'ma
my
tell you.
family big.
I'm gonna tell you.
just that
Sometimes I
simple.
feel bad. Like the boys, they always want to go to Golden Corral,
What?
and when they say it, I be like, no, I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
Why? I don't want to go.
I ain't doing that.
Man,
Why don't you want to go to Golden Corral?
Why you don't want to go to garage?
Why you don't want to go?
Why don't you want to go?
Who, me?
Yeah,
Why you?
I want you to say it. Put some words to it.
She said articulate it.
Articulate yourself.
Cause I ain't as little as I used to be.
Yeah, for real, bro. Yeah.
I'm like, man, what I look like? I used to make fun of folks coming up and going. I'm like, babe, look, he know he don't need to be at that dog.
Right.
He know.
right,
Look, that's his
Wait,
third.
wait.
I'm counting how many times they going. That's when I was skinny.
But now,
I'm like, no, I ain't going up. No more. I can't even go enjoy no food.
Oh, man.
You know, I'm like,
is
man,
hilarious.
Big Daddies going to Big Daddies or Old National. I'm like, I hope ain't nobody from the job in here.
Right. I know that. I know I ain't supposed
The
to be
meat and
here.
veggies plate.
Hey, Pastor Ed, what's going on?
Oh,
What's up?
That is funny.
Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, collard green.
I just really feel like if she is concerned, she should have the conversation with her friend,
Right.
To let them both know that she was hurt.
Facts.
I would talk to both of them since they're family members. They will be in the same room or something at one time.
So at this point, we're not trying to preserve the sister because that was
No.
a concern. The concern was, how am I going to bring this up to
I'm just
my
bringing it up
actual
to both
friend
of them.
without being fake or without blowing up the spot on her sister?
Yeah,
most
it's time.
definitely
Talk to
need to get
both,
them all
man.
in the same room.
It's time for a
Talk to both.
conversation.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And if you feel like you can't, that ain't no real relationship
And you
for you
bigger than
anyway.
them, so you can
True.
squad both of them.
There you go.
We running both of them.
You know what I'm
bigger
saying?
than them. We running up through there.
We could do
You gotta be able
we
to
could do this the right way, or we could keep it gangster.
Right. What you want to do? I'm taking both of y'all at the same
Hey, what
time.
Birdman say?
What is it? Put some respect on my name.
No, what he say?
What part, bro?
No,
What part?
he said it was like he said the same thing twice.
Is we done as we finish?
Right, we done.
Hey, listen, is we done or is we finished?
Hey,
Why you pick that up, V?
he most definitely picked it up.
You
No,
know?
I most definitely got to have a real deal,
A real conversation.
if you want the relationship,
If you want the relationship, but
Right.
she,
If you don't
she,
want the
she wouldn't be
relationship-
writing if she didn't want it.
Absolutely.
if you don't want it, move on.
But
Right.
just from a man's perspective,
I'm interested.
just for real, sometimes it's just best. And this is where balance comes in at. Because if I see my wife getting involved, overly involved in
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
then I'm going to say, hey,
Leave
that
it
ain't your
alone.
business.
Leave it alone.
That ain't your business. She know like that is my term.
Right.
That ain't your business.
Dudes are just move different.
We
Wait a
mind
minute.
our business.
Let me be very clear. I'm about to bring this back. I met a lot of bitches that are dudes.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here
real,
talking about
real,
dudes.
real.
Dudes is different.
Yeah, real deal.
Well, I didn't say dudes.
yeah, real deal though. I feel that.
I
I feel
said
that.
how I move.
I'm sorry.
I can only speak
Yeah.
on how
I'm
move.
sorry. I'm not talking about you.
But
and I'm
no,
not talking about
but you got to from in
But
perspective.
I have met
But baby, we ain't cut from
a
that
lot
cloth.
of dudes that have a lot of female tendencies
Absolutely.
in them.
Absolutely.
And they
And how do I feel about those type of guys?
I mean, we're not talking about how you feel
No,
about
I'm
them.
asking
We're just
you,
saying-
how do I feel about those type of guys?
I think you love them. I think you want to be friends with them.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know.
It just got real out here.
Whoa.
Hey, but you know what?
How
Here's
do
a
I
clip.
feel
Nope, hold on.
about
Here's
these
a clip.
type of guys?
I don't know.
The guys that are.
What do you want me to say?
I just
babe?
want you to say how I feel about them.
Jay, she said you love him, dog.
Nah, she knows that's not.
And he wants to be friends.
He
with
wants to be
She
friends
know-
with them.
look,
Because he wants to know.
I'm not gonna force her to say it.
He wants to be in the
But
inner circle.
anybody that acts
Bromance.
like that, I don't deal with those guys.
Bromance.
Like I can't connect.
You
She
know what?
knows this
You know what?
because somebody we know that was married to one of those type of guys, and I didn't want to deal with that person at all, because I don't resonate with men that act like women.
Yeah,
I resonate with men that act like men.
Now I agree with that. Now I don't resonate with men. I don't resonate with feminine men.
Right.
However,
Good.
I was just having this conversation before we came in that in my younger years I was so hard.
Yeah.
Like so just
Cold and
just like, you step on my foot, I'm hitting you in your head with a brick type of guy.
yeah.
That now with Christ in my life, with kids, with a girl, with a wife, with pouring out to people on a consistent basis, I'm a lot softer than I was before.
Yeah.
So sometimes that softness can be taken as a weakness and the old me tries to rise up. But I think in my not just emotional maturity, but spiritual maturity, it's like you get to a point where it's like, whatever.
Right.
But when you talk about soft, see, I don't view just anything soft.
Okay.
Right.
So
define it, yeah.
So my definition of soft is more so when I say men that act like women,
Like gossiping.
I'm right, or it's like any little thing bothers you. It gets up under your skin. You're emotional, over emotional about things that you're not supposed to be emotional about. Simple things like if someone says something that you don't like or goes against something you don't like, all of a sudden you're done with that person.
Right.
See, that to me is a different type of soft.
That's feminine, yeah.
That's very feminine.
That's a feminine trait.
Right.
Yeah.
As a man, me and you can agree to disagree. Me and my wife can agree and disagree. Everyone in this room can agree to disagree.
That's called emotional intelligence, though.
Yeah.
It's very much so. But I think that's a good. That's
Which is a
most
big
definitely.
A lot of
thing.
people lack
Stay right
emotional
there.
A
intelligence.
simple emotional intelligence does
Speak
not
on
know
that.
how to deal with people.
What you mean emotional intelligence?
So
for people
emotional
that don't know?
intelligence is when your emotions don't control you.
Right.
They don't control your every action. So you have to have emotional intelligence. And I don't think it's a male or female thing. I think it's do you have emotional intelligence
It's a person
or
thing.
you don't? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you don't. And some people just don't have it.
Right.
But
And-
I think women,
And it's okay.
You're
And you keep
absolutely
talking
right.
about women, but it ain't women.
No,
Because,
I'm-
because I've been.
I said I'm speaking from a man's point of view, so I'm
Okay.
talking about
Well,
the difference
let me
between
finish
women and
then.
men.
Well, let me finish. So I am just saying that it's not a women or a man thing. I'm saying either you have emotional intelligence or you don't. It doesn't matter if you're a man
That's
because I
not
can
true.
say I can say on my hand several men to me to act like.
But that's not what. But that's not what I'm talking
chicks. They act like people that don't have emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
about. Okay,
So it's not a man or woman
But
thing.
you just
I
said
got you.
you just said what you said though.
What?
You said you got it's a lot of men.
Who lacks emotional intelligence.
So you're
Right,
saying
but
it's
they-
not a sexual identity thing.
It's not.
It's
an
most
identity.
definitely
It's-
not.
But you
when
keep
it
saying
comes to
female
certain-
act like
because
females.
certain-
I'm a female, and I don't
if
feel
you
like I
let
act like
me
that.
finish my statement.
I'm so sorry.
That's all I've been trying to do. This isn't a back and forth thing.
It is.
I'm speaking a fact.
Okay.
A fact is women are softer than men. You guys deal.
When you say something,
People
what does
don't
that mean?
Babe.
Everybody believe that.
But my wife, as hard as they come, but I see her in her most vulnerable moments,
Right.
and I could never ever in life match that. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're naturally a soft woman. You carry
right.
emotions differently than I do.
Yeah.
Not to say that you're not
so
tough.
emotional. You're saying women are naturally
Right, you
more
have
emotional.
natural
I think-
emotions.
So here's the thing. I think when we say speaking from a man's perspective, see
Right.
me personally,
Right.
I understand speaking from a man's perspective, but I think a man speaking from a man's perspective can't speak on behalf of all men.
That's true. I
It just
agree.
is what it is
Yeah.
because me
But
personally,
I'm like you said, you a man, I'm a man, so I'm
here's
only
the thing.
speaking from a
I'm
man's perspective.
see. My thing is, I'm a man's man, but I can say I can relate to my wife emotionally.
Yeah.
I can get on a level emotionally with my wife that maybe you consider soft.
No,
I
because
don't
that's
know,
with your
'cause-
wife.
But the thing is, I can relate just on any level. Like if I'm talking to somebody, like I guess it's what you said, Amy, emotional intelligence. I have a high emotional IQ. I do.
You going
Yeah.
Tip your head off on that one.
No, seriously. Like, I can relate emotionally. I do. I am in touch with
Are
a
you
level
self-proclaiming?
of emotion.
No, he said he
You know
knows
what I'm
every
saying?
emotion, every level of
Are you self-proclaiming?
He can touch every
I'm a
last one of them.
self-proclaimed emotional genius.
That's right, absolutely. I'm an emotional
That's what I just got from Brian Christopher laying over here. Okay. Okay,
No,
badness.
that is a thing.
Yeah.
I think that I would say my father was a man who I feel like has great emotional intelligence
Right.
because
Perfect-
he was
perfect
able.
example.
He's able to navigate his emotions. Like no matter the scenario, it could be something traumatic,
Well,
it could be
girls,
something
yeah.
scary, it could
Yeah.
be something like
Facts.
life or death, and
Facts.
the way that he's able to like navigate and like you say, not be driven by your emotions, he handles that very well, which I feel like he passed to me.
And sometimes I'm just keep it all the way transparent. Like me and Constance be at home and we got this thing where, oh my God, baby. And be like, oh my God, baby. And we'll say stuff like that. We'll talk like that.
What?
Right. But then I'll get around being like, what do you mean? What do you mean? He be like,
That's not true, Ant.
No,
I get on your level.
I'm just saying, but
he tosses it back.
you may be able to. Maybe I use that as a wrong example. And you may be too. But if I'm around like dudes that's not in my inner circle,
I can't.
Jay gonna be the one to be like, why you talking like that to me, bro?
Hey, chill, bro.
Yeah, what you doing?
Like, see,
We gonna kick it.
Right. But if
I've
I'm like,
seen y'all do it.
if I'm talking to people
I've seen y'all
outside
do it.
my
I just be
circle,
on the outside.
right. But if I'm talking to people outside my circle, I'm like, what me and Constance do, they'll be like, they'll probably have the same conversation old girl sister just had. Be like, hey man, I kicked it with Aunt finally, man, and yeah, man, yeah.
Weirded me out.
I don't know, he kind of weird. Hey, listen, I got this story. I'm gonna tell you a prime example, right? So there's this infamous preacher. His son came to the church.
Oh my gosh.
My brother introduced me, and I'm like, if this is my brother's friend, then he's like
my friend.
Right. So when I seen him, I like, what up, big dog? How you doing? I pinched his nipple.
Hey, man.
Why would you do that? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
See,
That's wild, dog.
Because him and his brother
Do stuff
like him and Brian do the him and his brother do the just random stuff.
When I
So it
tell
was
you,
a friend-in-law.
right? Like but it was like maybe it wasn't the right thing to do on your first impression with this dude. Hey, so look, this dude to this day, it ain't never been right.
no, it ain't gonna ever be
It ain't gonna ever be right,
Right, bro.
because my first impression. So now I've fought the feeling of, man, I gotta fight this dude
Hey, man. What?
to let him know.
Why
Right.
you gotta fight him?
I gotta beat him up. I gotta do him dirty.
Hey, you just
What is
gotta go and
happening?
apologize
Hey,
to
now
that
look,
brother.
his father, world, we're now one of the
Right.
biggest preachers.
So here's the thing, Ant. I think what y'all need to do, man, is coming to the table and having an
I've tried. Hey, so we have, listen, we've had friends in the same circle. There was a dude that does finance. He was like, yeah, man, I'm going to meet with such and such afterwards. I'm like, hey, man. And I told him what happened. He was like, oh. Hey, look, I'm like, just kind of see if everything's all right. It was like one of Jerry Seinfeld.
Right.
You know, like, just test the waters for me. Hey, 2 days later, he came back. He was like, yeah, man.
It ain't happening, man.
Then I got another dude. I told him about it. I said, hey, man, check with you.
You've already checked.
I'm like,
It ain't changing, man.
so I done seen this dude because my pops done counseled him. He done came up to the church and everything like that. And I'm like, yo, what up, big dog? He was like,
Yo. Hey, man.
I'm like,
That's horrible.
No, I'm that guy. See, yeah, it ain't hard. I understand.
hey. So I'm like, man, I gotta hit with this dude.
Nah,
man.
you
And I
can't
know
hit
I ain't gotta do that. I'm
gotta
just
let it
saying,
go.
you know,
You just
these
gotta
are
let it
things
go.
that rise up in you. So I say all that to say, sometimes it just,
Yeah.
you have a moment.
Wow.
And you should charge it to the game.
You got to
Hey,
charge
at
it to
this
the
point,
game, bro.
I could care less.
Yeah, you
I'm just
should.
saying you could care less, but I'm just saying on the receiving end of that.
Man got his nipples pinched by a stranger, man.
Hey, you know the crazy thing?
By a stranger.
I'm the type of dude. If I seen him and the opportunity
so
presented itself, I do it
I do it
again.
again.
I'm so
Yes, sir.
mad.
That's Larry David. That's the Larry David.
Oh, bro. For
That's
sure.
the-
That's the Larry David.
I'm
in
just
you, man.
I'm the what you call it? You know, you like the spontaneity.
Yeah.
You know,
Honestly, that was sexual
shock
assault.
value.
Yeah, it was definitely
You
sexual assault.
assaulted him.
That
You
bro.
was
sexual
assault.
assault. And he probably thinking about pressing charges on you every time he
It's
see
a
you.
statute of
Right.
limitations.
It's a statute of limitations.
No,
Look.
no,
There is
You
no
know,
mutual limitations on that.
But I'm like I'm the do anything for a laugh type of guy. I grew up that
Oh,
way.
my God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
that was always that's why I'm like, that was the biggest thing I couldn't stand about Ant.
Right.
Because I'm like, bro, you better than this. So people used to think that I was like, just like real, like standoffish. And I really just didn't understand what was going on around me. I wasn't built like that. I don't know what is all this. But Ant had a room in stitches. And I'd be like, none of these are my people. And I'm for real.
Hey, well, to give backstory to that, most of my friends back then were like either drug dealers or drug addicts,
They
Right,
definitely
yeah.
weren't his circle.
and so it wasn't his type
But
of
the
people
crazy, but
at all.
here's the crazy part. All the drug dealers that I kicked it with
Right.
didn't act like that. My drug dealer friends had money.
Listen, hey, these
was a whole
drug
different
dealer
level.
friends I had were like they were that, but they were also like on the bottom of the barrel. Like they would rob you,
Yeah.
they would kick your door in and
They were
take
hi-
stuff.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a different. So
It most definitely
Southside,
wasn't my circle.
Southside, Atlanta, College Park is different.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
you know, one minute they rich on Tuesday, they broke on Friday.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Wow.
But that,
You know
no,
what I'm
that's a
saying?
real
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's
So, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you see stuff like that, Ant was Ant.
Yeah.
He knew how to own a room.
yeah,
Like I was the person that was watching everybody in the room.
right. Try to make sure we get home.
That was hard. That's why we meshed.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why our friendship has always been what it's been.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because he can be who he need to be.
Right.
And he know I got his
Yeah.
back.
Right.
All the way through and through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have to. I've never needed the spotlight, wanted the spotlight,
Right.
any of that nature. So I've always been just a laid back type of guy. So it's certain things that I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's certain things that don't resonate with me.
Yeah.
Just like in the letter, everybody else, it's the sister. Like a person like that, because I'm not that type of person.
Right.
I don't care what my wife tells me. It stays with me.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Facts.
It's just that
For
simple.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
This letter should have never had to have been written.
Right.
Never. Because there's no way that girl should have ever told that the friend
Nah,
that
yeah.
business.
Yeah.
That's a leak in the boat, man.
That
When there's a
most
leak in
definitely.
that boat, when it's a leak in that ship,
But it's coming from your
Yo.
own family.
Inside
That part.
That's the crazy part.
the friend within.
That is different. So
Friend within.
I can't rock
The
with that.
friend
That's
within.
that's different.
yeah, that's
So
deep, man.
hey man, listen, this has been crazy, man. It's hopefully the young lady that wrote the letter, hopefully you got what you needed from out of
So
this.
what we're saying, let's be clear before we
Yeah,
close
for
it
sure.
Let's be
out.
clear.
What we're saying is a confrontational conversation
Facts.
is to be had.
if the relationship is
If the
worth
relationship
If it's
is worth
worth it,
saving.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
If
If it's
not,
worth
we
it.
chalking it up to the game. But if you really care about this friend, then you would bring the sisters together and
Everybody.
like, hey, this is what I heard. You know what I mean?
Right.
If
Yeah.
that's your heart about it, you
Why
can come
not
to
talk
me.
to me?
You
Yeah.
can come to me and
Yeah.
say it. But on the other end, y'all probably got some other issues between
Yeah, that's
y'all
right.
that y'all
So
need to address.
I just want to say before we close, listen,
Hey, man.
I'm sorry.
No, cut
Forgive
that out.
me.
Cut that.
Bro, now I'm gonna have to beep that. First of all, I'm gonna have to beep all the names out, bro. I'm gonna beep. Oh yeah, I knew who that was. Of course, I
Why
knew who
would
that
you
was.
have to bleep it out? I really want to apologize on the show.
You can't apologize.
No.
Not on this show.
You get.
You dropped a lot of names.
Wait a minute. Let's all vote.
I gotta beep.
Let's all vote. Is he apologizing or no? No.
Here's the thing. I literally counted
One,
every name
two,
that I said.
three,
Yep,
four.
gotta
No
beep that out.
apologize.
Gotta beep that out. out. Gotta beat that out.
Let it be, man.
Yeah,
But it's
we're not
good.
Sorry,
apologizing.
bro.
Stand
So just do the beat. He can read my lips.
stand on business.
Stand on business.
Stand on business.
no.
You what's the
Amy.
little ugly name?
No,
Yo,
don't tell him to
Pachi
stand on
Bubba.
business.
Pachi Bubba.
I'm saying
He's Pachi Bubba.
She said, "What's the ugly name?"
the little ugly. I'm sorry, the little dude. Anyway, it don't matter. Stand on that damn business.
"Oh my gosh, crazy.
Do not apologize.
Okay,
You've
so-
done it.
So
It's done.
It's over with.
Stand on it.
Over with.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, that man has moved on with his life, man.
You said you would do it again.
Right. Why even apologize?
I've actually plotted it out. I'm like, I know he gonna come up here.
he gonna come up
Like,
here.
Jay, when
the
last
man
time you
knows.
talked to old
Now the man know you want to hit with him and everything, man. This is going left.
See, I'm gonna have to
have
blur.
to
I'm gonna have to blur your mouth.
All right.
I'm gonna have to beep it and blur it now. So now, but it's good.
Hey man,
though.
it's all love, man. You got Christ in you, I got Christ in me, man. Man, let's just meet up, have a conversation, or whatever we need to do.
What is going on?
Show.
Close the show out. Yeah.
to our family member.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
We appreciate you sharing your letter with us. We're encouraging you to have the confrontational conversation if your friendship is worth keeping. And to the sister who told the sister, y'all got deeper issues. All right. This has been another episode of Family by Choice.
FBC.
Y'all keep sending the letters in. Thank you for supporting and loving with us,
Yeah.
moving with us. We'll see you next time.
With us. Peace.